And then you run around Mount Lycabettus. What was it? Betus or Betus? And then you get to run around And then you get to run around Mount Lycabettus. Half marathon, that is for sure. Why am I saying that's for sure? I don't need to say that's for sure. Just, this is a spectacular half marathon. That's it. Just stop. Stop talking, Lloyd. Stop it. Welcome back YouTube, I'm Lloyd Purvis and this is Run4Adventure. I was thinking the other day that we are definitely living through some pretty strange times at the moment. In and out of lockdown, social distancing, having to wear face masks, and as far as when it comes to our race calendars, they've been pretty sparse this year, that's for sure. I've been talking to a lot of runners lately, and some of them runners are really struggling because there's no races taking place, and they're finding it really hard to focus when it comes to their training. So at Run4Adventure, we've come up with an idea to hopefully get you that mojo back and to get you thinking and focusing on racing again, because before long, with a bit of luck, races will be back on and we'll be making those race day plans again. We're going to be doing a short series that features my bucket list races from around the world. These are definitely races that one day I want to take on. They're all in amazing places and on stunning routes. The first episode is going to be featuring my bucket list half marathons, so let's jump straight in. Number one on the bucket list is Athens half marathon. Greece being a super important place when it comes to running, obviously even more important when it comes to distance running because it was the birth of the original marathon many years ago. This half marathon has to go on my bucket list. The Athens half marathon is one of the biggest running events in Greece, so you're bound to get incredible support as you make your way along the route. The race is a looped course and you have to run 2 loops to complete the half marathon distance. The half marathon route starts outside the Greek Parliament buildings and then you make your way around Mount Lycabettus. You also get to run past the Acropolis twice, so taking in some pretty historical buildings as you make your way around the stunning views of Athens city centre. The race is normally run around March time and starts at 9 AM in the morning, so it should be pretty good for running conditions weather-wise, but we are in Greece at the end of the day, so I'd recommend taking a hat and maybe some sun cream just in case. There's also a great expo that runs over the 3 days of the half marathon weekend, and they run a 5K and a 3K race, so there's a distance there for everyone. Next on the list, making our way back to Blighty, is the Great North Run. Even though I'm based in the UK, I have never run the Great North Run before, but I have watched it many times on the television and felt super inspired afterwards. It takes place in Newcastle upon Tyne and is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, mass participated runs in the world, with 50,000 runners hitting the streets on race day. The route crosses over the iconic Tyne Bridge and then makes its way to the coast via South Shields on an undulating course. But don't worry, because you'll be greeted with amazing northern hospitality. Expect bands, choirs, cheerleaders and thousands of excited fans cheering you all the way around the route. On race day, you might even be lucky enough to see the famous Red Arrows do a flyover just to motivate and inspire you a little bit more. The race normally takes place in September, so be prepared for any weather conditions. At the end of the day, we are in the UK, so you never know what to expect. Also, I would say get in early. This race definitely sells out, and it sells out quick, although there is charity places up for grabs. But this is a running event on a monumental scale, and it had to make it onto my half marathon bucket list. Number 3 on the list is the Rock and Roll Half Vegas. This looks like a bonkers and spectacular half marathon. I've never been to Las Vegas, but it's definitely a place that fascinates me and a place I'm going to go to one day, and maybe the Rock and Roll Half is the perfect excuse. The course is an out and back along the famous lit up casino strip, so all them bright lights that you've seen in them Hollywood blockbusters is what's going to light up your view as you make your way around the 13.1 mile route. The event organisers managed to shut down the entire length of the Vegas Strip on race day, so the thousands of runners have got a really safe environment to run in. As you make your way around the route, you'll get to take in the famous fountains of the Bellagio and also the high roller observation wheel along the way. This event really does look spectacular. It's run at night, so you get that full impact of the strip, and in true Vegas style, it is a full-on sensory experience like no other. With neon light shows and loud music blaring out along the way, and then a pre-race headliner rock and roll concert on Las Vegas Boulevard as you make your way to that Viva Las Vegas finish line. The Rock and Roll Half Vegas normally takes place in November, but you have to be quick. This race sells out really fast. You'll be joined on race day by another 22,000 runners. All the footage that I've been watching on YouTube, this race really does look spectacular. Looks a little bit bonkers, but it does look amazing. I personally think it is a must for every runner's bucket list. Thank you very much. Next up on my list, we are rushing back to the UK, and it is Royal Parks Half, London. This really has to be one of the most scenic city half marathons in the world. While you're out there running the route, you get to take in 4 of London's royal parks: Hyde Park, the Green Park, St James's Park and Kensington Gardens. But while you're out there, you'll also get to see some of London's most iconic landmarks as you run your way around the course. The Royal Parks Half course is relatively flat, so perfect for new runners to the half marathon distance, or if you're pushing pace and trying to hit that PB time. The race is due to be run on the 11th of April at 9 AM 2021. Obviously restrictions permitting. The race is a ballot race, so you can't just pay for an entry place. You have to put your name into the draw, and then if your name is picked out of the hat, you will have a place on that starting line. But you can also get a charity place and raise some money for some worthwhile causes. But if you've liked what you've heard and what you've seen, and you are going to put your name in the draw for the Royal Parks Half, then best of luck. I've got my fingers crossed. So moving on to the last half marathon on my bucket list, and I personally think we've saved the best and probably the most obscure half marathon till the end. It is the Polar Night Run in Norway. This has to be one of the most interesting and extreme half marathons in the world. With darkness for half the year on the Norwegian town of Tromsø, it makes it the perfect place for this unique and very wild half marathon, and that's why it's made it on my bucket list. The Polar Night Half is one of Norway's biggest winter races, with almost 2,000 runners taking part from all over the world. The race starts at midday, but at this time of the year the sun never rises above the horizon, so it offers a really unique experience for all the participants. This challenge is definitely not to be taken lightly, because the race can be run in some pretty harsh conditions, so coats, hats and gloves are recommended by the organisers. The route goes through town and then follows along the east shore of the island of Tromsø, and weather permitting, the route will be lined with fiery lanterns, creating a pretty different but an awesome race day atmosphere. As you make your way around the stunning route, you might be fortunate enough to see the Aurora Borealis, something that I've always wanted to see and hopefully I will get to see at some point in my lifetime. But if you've been running half marathons and you're finding them quite easy, you want a more extreme challenge over that distance, then the Polar Night Half is a must. That is a wrap on the first episode in our bucket list race series. Really hope you enjoyed it, guys. Give us a big thumbs up if you did. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, come and join the Run4Adventure family. I really hope the video has highlighted maybe some races that you didn't know existed before, and it's got them race juices flowing again, so you can get excited about racing again soon in the future. If you want to find out any more information about any of the races featured in the video, we have left links in the description. And get involved, guys. Have you done any of these races? What was your experience? Get them in the comments below. Don't forget you can follow us on our other social media platforms, whether it be Instagram, Facebook or Strava. And why not go and check out our Patreon page? It's a great way of supporting the channel. But for now, guys, thanks for watching. It's really appreciated. We will see you in the next video. And as always, stay safe and keep on running.